Hi there everyone, it's MAW0001 again, and yes, it is me again. I know, it's just getting scary, isn't it? Today I've decided to do my top 10 comics, seeing as, again, many moons ago I was asked to do this by Captain Cummins. Hopefully be an interesting one. Before I do that, I've just got to show you a couple of bargains that I got. The first one, I got this from a bookshop in the UK called The Works. Yeah, and I'll show you the cover of it. It's the Marvel Comics: A Visual History. Yeah, slipcase edition, die cut cover. And it's also got the I won't take them all the way up because they're a bugger to get back in. Also got the work prints on it as well, or the prints in it as well. Yeah, which I can't get back in now. Guess how much I paid for that? Yeah, £12.99. How's that for a bargain? But it's not the best bargain I got today, and I'll put those back in later on. It's not the best bargain I got today because I also managed to pick up from a charity shop. I love charity shops. They're brilliant, absolutely fantastic in this country. Managed to pick up an official Spider-Man annual from 1998. Now obviously it's just reprints from old Spider-Man adventure comics from, you know, the young Marvel comics and that. But that complete no writing in, unclipped. Original price £4.99. I got that for 20p, 20 pence. Excuse me. And last bargain of the week, I picked this up. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I've been meaning to get this for ages, but I didn't know what it was like. So, you know, I've been picking it up in bookshops for like, you know, £8.99, £10.99. Going, should I not? Found this in a charity shop. 50p, 50 British pence for that. It's in perfect condition. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't even look like anybody's actually read it. They must have bought it and then gone, no, I'll get rid of that now. So I love charity shops because you get fantastic bargains down there. Right then, my top 10 comics. My top 10-ish comics, shall I say. These comics here are as close as I could get to my top 10 comics as I could. I mean, I've got so many comics I could have chosen. Batman, Frank Miller's Batman, The Dark Knight Returns, The Golden Age. I've got a copy of a first print copy of the Elseworld 80-page giant special that was recalled because of the Super Baby cartoon in there. Yeah, I've got a copy of that as well. I could have had that in there, but I didn't. And they're all fantastic comics, and all the comics I have are absolutely brilliant. But these are my top 10-ish comics that I have, and they're in no particular order. So the first one we will come to is the Sandman, and this is number 8. This has got the first appearance of Death in it, and it's just a brilliant read. The artwork in it's gorgeous. Neil Gaiman is just a fantastic writer, and I don't know if you can see the Ank as well. So you know, so yeah, it's just a brilliant story. If you can find this comic anywhere and you haven't got it, pick it up because it's a brilliant, really thoughtful comic, really thoughtful story, absolutely fantastic, gorgeous cover as well. So yeah. Sandman number 8. Next we have 2 comics. A little bit cheating, I know, but you know, that's the thing with rules. You know, they're there to be bent. we've got from the DC Vertigo imprint, we have the Vertigo Visions. I don't know if anybody remembers them. Quite a few years ago, around about 93, early 90s, DC Vertigo decided to do some one-shots where they took old, very obscure characters like the Prez, Brother Power the Geek, I think there was a Phantom Stranger one, and a Doctor 13 one, and a Tomahawk one as well. And they modernised them, got modern writers and artists to write and draw the stories and that, and they were really good. And these, for what I think, are the two best comics out of that whole thing. There's The Geek by Rachel Pollock and Michael Allred. Michael Allred, who does the artwork for Madman, and Rachel Pollock, who the last time I read anything from her was when she did her run on the Swamp Thing, the original Swamp Thing series. Not the original Swamp Thing, the second Swamp Thing series. And she also wrote Doom Patrol as well, after Grant Morrison run on it. This is a really beautiful comic, absolutely gorgeous. I've read it so many times that it is a bit tatty now, but the artwork in it by Mike Allred is fantastic, absolutely gorgeous, brilliant comic. It's just one of those comics I could read and read forever. You know, it's just such an amazing comic. And also, on a par with that one, is Prez, #1. And that's by Ed Brubaker and Eric Shanower. I really should put my glass on to read that. And again, it is a gorgeously drawn and fantastically written comic about the first teenage president of the United States. But not this United States, obviously. In this universe, it's a United States from a parallel universe. If I can find 2 pages, you know, it's absolutely fantastic. And it's some teenage kids trying to actually find out where the first teenage president of the United States of America went, because one of the kids here, the blonde one, believes that his father is or was the Prez, and it's just basically them going across America trying to find out all they can about the Prez. But like I said, absolutely gorgeous artwork, fantastic story. So that's part of my top 10, definitely. Back in there. Next up, we have, again from DC Vertigo, and there was another set of one-shots that Vertigo did, which was called Vertigo Voices, and these were just one-shot stories from different writers and artists. There was one called The Eaters, there was another one called Faces, and I believe there was another one called Tainted, which was a very creepy one. But this is my favourite one, and definitely my top 10, which is by Grant Morrison and Philip Bond, which is Kill Your Boyfriend. And this is the first print. This is a original first print. It's fantastic comic. It's really funny. It's possibly one of Grant Morrison's best bits of work. There you go. To show you some interior pages, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's about a girl who decides to, for some reason, kill her boyfriend for no apparent reason. Gorgeous artwork by Philip Bond. A really funny story, considering the title of the story and the whole idea of the story and that. And yeah, the last few pages there. Yeah, definitely worth a top 10. Let's just get that back in here. without damaging it. There we go. And next up we have, I like my humour comics. Amazing Man, another one that's in one of my ones in the top 10, and Captain Carrot and his Amazing Zoo Crew. This comic is in my top 10 because it is a brilliant and great comic. It links 3 different universes together. It's the Wonderland War. Yeah. I've only got the first issue of this, unfortunately. I'm trying to find the second 2 issues. But this not only represents this comic book, it also represents every single issue of the series of Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zoo Crew, and the 3-issue miniseries that was brought out by DC a few years ago to coincide with the Infinite Crisis, the Captain Carrot, the final arc miniseries. I think the character of Captain Carrot is absolutely brilliant. It's hilarious. There are some moments in this which are quite sort of poignant, you know, and the fact that they managed to meld together. I mean, this fantastic centre spread there with the Red Queen and Pig Iron and Captain Carrot. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It melds together the 3 universes of Captain Carrot, DC Captain Carrot universe, the Wizard of Oz universe, and the Alice in Wonderland universe. It is a really, really funny story, really funny comic, and yeah, that's why it's in my top 10. And now what we got? Yes, here we go. Next up we have Not Brand Ech and Not Brand Ech 2. Yeah, another funny comic in the vein of Mad and Ag and various other words that, you know, like that. This one basically takes the mickey out of Marvel Comics more than anything else. And I think it says 1960, 1969, 1963. Let's have a look, shall we? It's probably one of the oldest comics that's in my top 10. And it is 1967, so I was sort of like in the middle. Absolutely brilliant. You know, you got the Human Scorch and the Sunk Mariner in it. Yeah, how can you not love a story with the Human Scorch and the Sunk Mariner in it? Yeah. Two Gone Kid, the fastest gums in the West. Pure genius. Yeah. And we have, at the very beginning, we have the Fabulous Fantastical Four and the Silver Burper. Yeah, you can't go wrong. You really can't. You know, it's just a brilliant comic, really funny to read. It's out loud reading funny. And like I said, there's number 2. Yeah, with more of the same. Next we have Spawn 10. Not a lot of people might think this would be in my top 10, but the reason why it is, it's not because of I can never remember how to pronounce his name. It's not because of the Cerberus character in it. This is in my top 10, basically because of this. Yeah, how much balls did Todd McFarlane need to do something like that? Yeah, all the different comic book characters that he's probably drawn from DC and Marvel. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know whether it is, but to me that seems to be a big sort of like nah thing. So yeah, Spawn number 10. And we have, well, I don't think this is going to be much of a surprise for many people. If you know me, you know I like Garth Ennis, and this is Preacher number 1. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely fantastic series. all the miniseries and all the one-shots that they've done with this was brilliant. But this doesn't just represent Preacher #1. This represents every single comic that Grant Morrison has ever done. Because basically whatever Grant Morrison does is fantastic as far as I'm concerned. You just cannot go wrong with a Grant Morrison comic, no matter who draws it. Grant Morrison is a modern comic book king. And another two for here. We have got Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars #8 and Daredevil #181. First black costume and first appearance of the Venom symbiote, and death, or first death of probably many, of the character Elektra. I've got these recently from eBay, but they're in my top 10 because they are, they are turning points in comic book history, really. And yeah, they're fantastic stories to read as well. They're brilliant. This one I originally got as the weekly reprint from Marvel Superhero Secret Wars, but I finally got this issue, which is in pretty good condition. And just a few more. As I said in one of my other videos, my how I got into comic books video, this has got to be in my top 10. The Flash 282, the very first American comic I ever had. I found it. If you watch my how I got into comic books video, you'll know how I got this and why it's means so much to me. And this one here is basically, it's a representation, because this represents, and find it, Action Comics #565, which is, I believe, was the first appearance of, or one of the first full appearances of Ambush Bug. I think he was in a DC Comics Presents before that, but this is one of the first stories that had actually Ambush Bug in it on his own. I mean, this is a good one as well. It's got Swamp Thing, Batman, Superman, Blue Devil. It's a fantastic little digest book, but this actually represents, which unfortunately I couldn't get hold of. I actually have it, but I couldn't get hold of. But this actually represents Action Comics #565, which has one of the first full solo Ambush Bug stories in it, because I'm a big Ambush Bug fan. And finally, we have probably an unknown comic called Spandex Tights from Lost Cause Productions. It is basically a Mickey take of the superheroine comics, black and white, but it's so funny, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. And there's another one, and I wish I could get hold of some more. So there you go, that's my top 10. Thank you for watching. Again, I don't know who's been tagged, so like the last video I've done, if you haven't been tagged and you want to make a video of your top 10 comics, please feel free to do so. This is me tagging you to make your own video. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, thanks a lot. Ta-ta for now.